Okay, just for a second, I want you to listen. Can you hear it? The sound of 1,000 car horns, temple bells, the call to prayer, a metro announcement, all hitting you at once. That is the sound of Delhi. It's a city that, doesn't just live in the now. It wears its entire crazy history right out in the open for everyone to see.
So that brings up a really big question, right? How on earth does a place like this actually endure? I mean, how does it survive thousands of years of war, invasion, and total collapse, only to become this sprawling megacity we see today? Well, let's get into it.
And that's really the key to understanding this place. See, Delhi isn't just some dot on a map. It's like a living, breathing timeline. Every single street corner, every ancient ruin you stumble upon, even the shiny new skyscrapers, they're all telling a piece of a much, much bigger story.
All right, to really get that story, we've got to go back. I mean, way back. Back to a time when myth and history, well, they're so tangled up you can't really tell where one ends and the other begins. So the story goes, according to the ancient epic, the Mahabharata, that this very land was once Indraprastha. We're talking the legendary, magnificent capital of the Pandava heroes. Now, is that pure myth, or is it maybe a kind of distant memory, a story passed down and down? We don't know for sure, but what we do know is that people have been living right here for thousands of years.
And this is where that legend gets its feet on the ground, literally. The secret to why this spot has always been so important, it's the Yamuna River. The river made the land super fertile, it created this perfect strategic choke point for any army on the move, and that made the whole region just incredibly valuable. And you know how it goes, where there's value, power is never far behind.
And that constant chase for power, it created this relentless cycle. This is one of the most incredible things about Delhi, you guys. It's not really just one city. It's more like a whole stack of cities, each one built directly on the rubble and ruins of the one that came before it.
So here's a quick look at the major players in this Game of Thrones, Delhi style. First up, you've got the Delhi Sultanate. They really put the city on the map as a center of power. Then come the legendary Mughals. After them, a truly devastating invasion by Nadir Shah that just shattered the empire. And finally, the British show up. Every single one of them left their mark, and you can still see it today.
Okay, let's talk about the glory days. Under the Mughals, and we're talking especially about Shah Jahan, Delhi hit its absolute peak. He built Shahjahanabad, which is basically what we call Old Delhi now. Just picture it. The magnificent Red Fort, the enormous Jama Masjid, markets just overflowing with life, beautiful, fragrant gardens. I mean, this was easily one of the richest, most stunning cities on the planet.
But of course, empires don't last forever, do they? In 1739, everything changed. The Persian ruler Nadir Shah just swept in. And it was brutal. The city was sacked, thousands were killed, and unbelievable treasures, including the legendary Peacock Throne, were hauled away. This was a blow the Mughal Empire just never recovered from. It left this huge power vacuum.
And guess who stepped right into that vacuum? The British. After they crushed the massive 1857 revolt, they put an end to the Mughal dynasty once and for all. Then, fast forward a few decades to 1911, and they make a huge announcement. Delhi is now the capital of their Indian Empire. And they start building a brand new city, right next to the old one, a city designed for a totally different kind of emperor. And what you get is just incredible. Two Delhis living right next to each other, but a world apart. You've got Old Delhi, this chaotic, tangled, historic maze that's just buzzing with life. And then there's New Delhi, planned, perfectly straight, imposing, with these massive boulevards and grand imperial buildings all designed for one thing, to scream power. But the city was about to go through another rebirth, and this one was completely different. It wasn't going to come from some foreign invader. This time, the wound was going to come from the inside. The year is 1947. It's the year of India's independence, a moment that should have been pure joy, but it was also a moment of just unimaginable trauma, the Partition. For Delhi, this was nothing short of a cataclysm. A human flood of Hindu and Sikh refugees poured in from the newly created Pakistan. At the same time, so many Muslim families were forced to flee in the other direction. Temporary camps just popped up everywhere, and over time, they became permanent neighborhoods. The city's whole identity, its culture, its people, its very soul, was reshaped by all this pain. But, and this is the incredible part, once again, Delhi adapted.
So you have to wonder, right? How did Delhi go from being this deeply wounded capital to the absolute megacity we see today? What is it? What's the secret ingredient here that lets it just keep absorbing all this history and somehow keep moving forward?
Well, modern Delhi is basically a mix of everything we've just talked about. You've got the intense political power, but right alongside it, you have this absolute treasure trove of heritage. The whole city seems to run on this beautifully managed chaos, And it's all fueled by this incredible resilience. It's a true melting pot with people from every single corner of India bringing their food, their art, their hopes, and their dreams. And this right here is the most important point. Look, lots of great cities have been reborn. London had its Great Fire, Rome rose from the ashes of its own collapse, but what makes Delhi so different, so unique, is the sheer repetition. It wasn't rebuilt from one disaster, it was rebuilt from total destruction again and again and again.
Think about it. The Sultanates, the Mughals, the British Raj, they all had their turn. They built their grand capitals, they ruled, and then they were gone. But Delhi, the idea of it, the place itself, it endured. It just stayed.
And that leaves us with this one last thought. This city is messy. It's so loud. It's impossibly ancient and unbelievably modern, all at the same time. So maybe the real story of Delhi isn't just about survival. Maybe it's about how a city, by going through that constant painful cycle of ruin and rebirth, can learn to become everything, all at once.